A little longer than a few minutes later. Seven hours later.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're hopping on the 57 Chevy. We're gonna be fixing the most annoying part about the truck, which is filling the gas up. So currently we have our gas filler chilling right here in our bed. It's pretty badly kinked. That makes this thing very difficult to fill up, and we have this tire in our way. You pretty much have to get in the bed to fill this thing up. My idea is to adapt the filler neck to our stock location. We have to figure out a way to go to our tank, up through the floor, and adapt to our stock filler. Right here, we have an Amazon package. So I have two 2-inch 90s. With some hose clamps. So I have two ICT billet hose couplers. I have a silicone 2-inch to a 1.5-inch reducer. And I have a silicone 2-inch piece of hose. And that guy's got two clamps on it. So all this stuff ran me $71 on Amazon. I think with all this, we should be able to make something work. Figure out somewhere where we can pop up on our floor. We're gonna have to hole saw something out on the floor and then just come straight up and adapt to our stock filler right here. So this is 1.5-inch. That's why I have that reducer. That filler neck hose is 2-inch. Our first step, we're gonna pull this seat out of here. I'm just gonna mark with some painter's tape where this leg is. That way we don't drill where our leg is gonna go, because that's not gonna work. So we'll get some tape on that guy. We'll pull this seat out. I got some painter's tape where that leg's at. I'm gonna start taking this guy out. All right, guys, had to get this thing vacuumed out. Now we can peel this guy back. Now we have access right here. Hopefully we can pop out somewhere right here. Would be perfect. So there's our filler neck right there. And I'm under the truck right now. This is where we're hoping to pop through, somewhere right in this area. Hopefully we can come straight this way. It's gonna be a pretty tight fit for sure. Hopefully we can make it work. Our next step is we're gonna take this old filler neck off. Got our old hose off. We're gonna try this 90, see if we can kind of get it to go in the route that we're planning on going. We're gonna have to cut that guy right around there. I've been using these cable cutters to cut these big hoses, and they've been working pretty good. So I'll kind of flatten it out, and I'll get my first bite on there. All right, I was able to get the hose on there. Now we're gonna go underneath, see where it's heading. All right, guys, here's our hose. So we could probably pull it this way just a hair, put our coupler on right there, and then hopefully we can pop through somewhere right here. I think I'm gonna use this 2 9/16 hole saw. I need a little bit of play in there. I don't want the metal to be cutting through the hose, so we'll leave a little bit of play in there, and maybe I'll put something around the edge to keep it from cutting it. But we're gonna use the 2 9/16, so I'll get this guy set up, ready to drill. So I took a measurement underneath, and we want to be about 5 inches from this bolt. So I'll mark this guy, and we'll start drilling her out. All right, guys, I have our uncut 90 hose sticking right here. That guy is coming in right there. So it almost looks like we need a 45. Could possibly use this guy, cut it on the angle right here, and then we can put a coupling in there. I'll cut it at the 90 first right here, just so we can kind of test fit this guy in here. Just chop a little bit at a time. All right, guys, I got this guy chopped down. So we're gonna slip her in here and see if we can get it to line up. All right, so we got that little section on there. It's kind of running into the other one right now. We are gonna have to chop it somewhere around there. We'll chop a little bit more out of here and refit it. Okay, we got this guy chopped a little bit more, so we're gonna stuff her in and see how she looks. So we have that guy connected. Or we could probably chop half of an inch off, try to close some of this gap, get this guy a little bit more centered, and that way it's not pushing against the cab right here. But I think that'll work. There's no kinks in it, so it should flow. So chop a half inch off that other one, get some clamps on there, and then we'll focus on the inside. All right, guys, I chopped this hose down half an inch. I got our coupler on, I got a hose clamp on. I'm gonna slide 2 hose clamps on down here. We'll use our factory one on our tank side. We'll leave that hose clamp right there. And we'll go slide this in from the interior. Guys, I got that on. Now we just gotta get our hose clamp on. Kind of hard to work in this confined space. We got our hose clamps tightened up. Let's go to the inside now. I have this section of hose that I cut off of one of our 90s. So we could use this guy, and then we have our reducer. Hopefully that guy will tighten up enough. A little bit of play around the edge, but we'll see what she does with the hose clamp. This guy should line up pretty decent. So let's get this guy in here. We'll see how much length we have. That should work perfect for us, guys. But one issue, I didn't get enough couplers. I ordered one more 2-inch coupling online. That guy will be here in 2 days. So in the meantime, we're gonna finish up the rest of this. First of all, we're gonna not let all these gas fumes in here. We're gonna use the sound deadening to use it as a filler to cover some of that hole. And we're also gonna use it to cushion this hose so it doesn't get cut by that metal. Then we're gonna have to cut our carpet so our filler hose can fit nicely. Then we can get our seat back in here. I took the filler neck out of the truck, so there's this extra overflow tube coming out of the side right here, and we're gonna take that guy out because we don't have anywhere for it to go. So I'm gonna chop it right here, and I'm gonna weld it up and stick her back in. Got that guy capped off, clean this guy up, and we'll pop it back in. All right, guys, we got this guy cleaned up. I ran some water in here and made sure that I wasn't gonna leak because we don't want fuel leaking on the inside of our cab, but no leaks. We got our carpet cut and everything's ready to go. We might have to swap this upper hose with the silicone hose because it's just a little short. Get this guy back in here. We'll probably get a new cap sometime, but fine for now. Okay, guys, we got this silicone hose on here. These hose clamps are insane. Very nice hose clamp, so especially compared to this little scrawny thing. This guy is pretty much gonna sit like that. We got our clamps on. Once we get our missing piece right here, our coupler, we can just slip that guy in here. We'll pull the whole thing up, slide her in, slide this back down, tighten up those 2 clamps, and we should have a rerouted filler neck. I'll clean up my mess, and then we'll get our seat back in here. All right, guys, I got the seat back in, got everything vacuumed. We do have a few more things for the truck. Got some floor mats. Got these guys at Walmart. These guys were 25 bucks. We have some clear chain covers to go right here on our chains so it doesn't scratch up our clear coat. These guys were 6 bucks. All right guys, snapped this guy off, but the piece that broke off, I welded it back on. Got our clear covers on. These guys are not wanting to bend. We got these guys on here. Just took a little heat and a little bending. We got our package in the mail. It's what we've been waiting for. So here is another $13 coupler that we got from ICT. Look at that beauty. We got our gas filler all hooked up, guys. So we got this coupler in. Last thing to do, go try her out to the gas station. I don't see anything leaking down here. It's working good, guys.
2 very boring minutes later.
All right, there she is. She's not leaking back here. We're solid, guys. Well, we got a full tank, and I didn't have to crawl into the bed to do it. I'm gonna call that a success. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.